Alright, we're going to look at two types of loops, one in this video and one in the next. This loop is going to be called a for loop. This is going to happen for X amount of times. What we're going to do is we're going to have a secret message. It doesn't have to be a secret, a message. It's going to be a smiley face. Now what I want to do is write the word for. For is defining that there's going to be a for loop here. Now for loops are written in a very special way. For, and then we're going to be creating a variable that's going to be looping around. We're going to call this the count. In is setting up what we're going to loop in. And we're going to loop in a range of 5 times. Alright, so a few things have happened here. I'm going to then be printing my message and this thing here called the counter. Let's run this. Alright, so what we've actually done in this 2 lines of code is output 5 different pieces of content. Let's break down what's happening. So we know that counter is this part of the message. So it starts at 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So counter has been increasing in value for each time it's doing this. Emphasis on that keyword for there. So for each loop, the counter is going up in a range of 5 loops. You notice the very first one is 0 and the very last one is 4. But counting up, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because we start at 0, there are 5 loops that have happened. Alright. For loops are really good for things called lists. We'll have a look at lists a little bit later, but what we can do in this is we can say make something that can add 5 numbers together. We're going to have a total amount of numbers. It's going to start at 0. Each time, we're going to ask for some sort of input and save that as a number. The number is going to be an int, which is going to come from some sort of input based on the message, give me a number. I'm then going to make my total equal whatever it currently is plus that number. I'm then going to say adding number to the sum current total. Let's try this now. Run. Give me a number. 5. Adding number to the sum. Current total is 5. Cool. Let's add another one. 2. 5 and 2 we know is 7. Adding 2 to the sum. Current total is 7. Alright, let's add 3. Adding 3 to the sum. Current total is 3. We're going to add 40. Bring us up to 50. Adding 40 to the sum, current total is 50. And then we're going to add one more 50 to get to 100. Adding 50 to the sum, current total is 100. What we've done is we've added up a bunch of numbers. But every time I run this, it's going to have me add up 5 numbers. I want to change it so it runs up a dozen amount of numbers that I tell it to. So we're going to need to update this code. Up the top here, I'm going to get some input from the user. Number of loops. Number of loops is going to be in ints. That int is going to come from some input. That input is going to be asking, how many times do you want? How many numbers do you want to add together? Now, whatever they answer, I don't want to loop 5 times. I want to loop their answer. Number of loops. How many numbers do you want to add together? I want to add 3 numbers. Give me a number. 1. Adding 1 to the sum, current is 1. Give me a number. 2. Adding 2 to the sum, current is 3. Give me a number. 3. Current total is 6. I want a nicer output for the very last one as well. So I'm going to go back so it's in line with the for loop, and I want to say print total sum of all number of loops. Numbers is total. I'll once again add 3. Give me number 6. Adding 6. 8. 6. Total number of all 3 numbers is 20. Total sum of all 3 numbers is 20. So we've got a lot going on. What we should do is we should add some comments to this code to make it make a little bit more sense. So message is no longer really being used, so I'm actually going to get rid of this line of code. And I'm going to start right here. Total starts at 0 and has numbers added to it. Number of loops. Now this one is an important one. This is the amount of times I will ask for a number and add it to the total. Now we've got the most important line here, our for loop. For is setting up the type of loop. It's going to go for an amount of times. In this case, number of loops amount of times. Counter is a variable that I'm making. I could have called this anything, but counter makes sense. This is going to be the variable that is looping. In this case, increasing. In this keyword is defining what it's looping through. Range is setting an amount of times the loop will occur. Alright, so there's a lot happening, a lot of keywords right here. I've then got that useful indentation, so these 3 things are what are happening every single loop. I will put a comment above each of them. This first one is simply asking the user for a number. We're then taking their total or adding the number to the total, taking the total and adding itself plus the new number, and then we're outputting to the user. This here happens after the loop because of the not having an indentation. This is our final message in our program here. Alright, we're going to have a look at one more way of doing this in the next video, and that's going to be looping until we get told to stop.